Good Monday afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Brad Maushart here in the 19 Now First Alert Streaming Weather Center. Monday off to a great start. Outside of it being a little chilly this morning, a little bit of pesky fog. Really nice. It's dry outside. We're seeing plenty of sunshine out there, and this is a streak that's going to continue the next couple of days. Now, it won't be quite as dry by the middle of this week, but we will see, again, at least drier weather. When I say dry, I mean it's not going to be, it'll be a little bit more humid by the middle of this week. Still going to be dry through the middle of the week until our next weather maker rolls in on Thursday. Let's talk some history. Our weather number today, 37. It has been 35 years since we saw 37 tornadoes in an outbreak on June the 2nd, 1990, 35 years ago. That tornado outbreak beat the 1974 super outbreak single-day record of 21 tornadoes. It was not as deadly as 1974. Thankfully, some new technology helped with that. But we did lose 8 people that day, not in our area, but there were some in western, I think it was western Indiana, with that tornado outbreak. However, this storm did spawn an EF4 tornado that ran and started, in Dearborn County, ran through Harrison, Ohio, ran through portions of Butler County and Warren County before it dissipated. Big tornado, and I dug up early this morning, way too early, went and found the original storm damage surveys from that tornado. It was an F4. They did not have the enhanced Fujita scale at that point in 1990, not yet, but it was an F4 tornado. And so you can see that I cut off a couple of these pictures there, but the one they're talking about, the picture in the top right here, you can't see it because these 3 photos here at the bottom are all from our area. But the one up in, where was that? F4 killed 7 people in Petersburg, Indiana. So that's where that tornado was. It was also an F4. The F4 that moved through our area, well, it was kind of 2 tornadoes. One started a little bit further off to our southwest, near Bedford, Indiana, worked its way on through near the, oh man, it's going to take me a second. Not Holton, but it was just off to our west. It'll come to me in about 2 minutes when I'm not thinking about it. But that, that tornado lifted, and then the new one dropped down, starting near Still Meadows. Now, that was near Bright, Indiana. I don't even know if Still Meadows is still around. And I've never heard anybody say the word Still Meadows, and I grew up in that area. So moved in through Bright, Indiana. That was over there on the left side. Let me get my pointer out. That was over here. That's the first picture over here on the left. On the right side, it then goes, if you're following the text there on the screen, and it might be tough to read. And I apologize for that. Actually, you know what? I can make it bigger. Let's try that. So what you're looking at here on the right side is where they start and they pick up here right bottom, this mobile home. So it took out a mobile home park. There were, I think, 40-something mobile homes this tornado destroyed near New Baltimore. They call it the Bright tornado there. What is odd about this is that I'll highlight them here in a second. There's a bigger picture, a wider picture, but you can see that this is where the mobile home was sitting, not anchored, right? Also not anchored these flower pots, and I don't know if it just was after the fact that somebody went and put them back upright. Maybe that's the case, but they have reported here officially in the tornado survey, the plants are sitting on an empty slab, empty cans. They were untouched. I don't know. I find that to be odd, but I've seen tornadoes do weirder things. I've seen a lot of tornadoes in my time, so not surprising to see that. And then the bottom left picture here was the airport over in Harrison, and you can see here kind of mangled in that debris some of these planes that were damaged or destroyed at the airport there in Harrison. Same tornado, it eventually worked its way up towards the other area, so I even highlighted these. Again, you can kind of see those 2 plots, the pots there on the slab where a mobile home used to sit. So again, that tornado continued on over towards Harrison. This is another picture of Harrison. This is the Waffle House sign. It was a 75-foot tall Waffle House sign. The supports there, these are steel beams there, 5/8-inch thick steel beams. They were rated for 250-mile-an-hour straight line winds, to support that 75-foot. Because if you're going to have a Waffle House sign that's sitting 75 feet up, you have to have it, rated to withstand some strong winds. 250, that's a lot. And this tornado bent those supports and had no problem taking it down. So that was an F4 tornado that pushed on through. No deaths. There were several injured, I believe, from that. in our area, but no deaths here in this area. So again, going back to the number 37 tornadoes, that was the most for a single storm, a single one-day event, beating out the 74 super outbreak. So just kind of one of those things that goes kind of under the radar there, because everybody talks about the 74 outbreak, everybody talks about that, but there are some other big storms. In fact, there are several more on that list that beat the 74 outbreak, and they're all more recent. This one's still number one, but I think there were 4 or 5 more events recently that beat that super outbreak out. Total, actually I have a map. Let me just stop this because I was going to go through this, but I have a map somewhere in here. I'll show you where all the tornadoes were that day. Oh boy, it's Monday. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you're enjoying the day out here. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. If I was this. Okay, so here's the tornado I was telling you about. This is the one that started over in Bright, Indiana, over here on the left side of the screen, worked its way on over through the Harrison area. That's where that Waffle House sign got taken down. I'm not really sure what this is. This is not an official track for the National Weather Service. This is because I can't find those tracks in an easy to download KML format to put in my weather computer. So this was one of the other tornado databases online. I'm not sure if we just have a bad point in the track or what. But generally, because tornadoes aren't going to make a hard left and then a hard right. Again, not impossible. This one did not do that. Generally drifted up here to the north into portions of southern Butler County there and then worked its way on just to westernmost Warren County before dissipating. This is the other tornado I was kind of telling you about before I blanked on the North Vernon is what I was going to say, and it's not even on the screen yet. There we are. So this same storm dropped a couple other tornadoes before it got to Dearborn County. That was just the red line was the EF4. I think this was an an F4 because, again, the enhanced Fujita scale wasn't there. Holton did see a tornado that rolled through just south of the Sunman area, caused some damage there, but, again, not as significant as the one that dropped down near Bright before continuing over towards West Harrison and so on. So little history here. 37 tornadoes that day. I'll zoom out here and show you the rest of them. Just a bunch in Indiana. And 60 some odd tornadoes overall. Farther north, there was one in Minnesota, and farther south, I think they're down in southern Kentucky was the closest one. So big tornado outbreak. No severe weather today. Let's hop back into it. We'll get back into it in case anybody doesn't like history out there. I'm sure there's somebody in the Facebook chat that doesn't like the history. Right now, some high thin clouds. We're going to see another round of some wildfire smoke aloft. It should not mix down to the surface, but nonetheless, we had a moderate air quality through the weekend. If you're especially sensitive to particle pollution, maybe limit your time outside. Otherwise, if you don't have that issue, get outside because it is bone dry out there. Humidity at 31%. We're on our way to the upper 70s today. Despite that south wind, we are not going to see much humidity. A really comfortable 79 degrees this afternoon. That is going to change in a hurry by tomorrow. You can see all weekend long it was nice and dry. You work your way to the right side of that graphic, and that's where we're heading here this week. A lot of moisture starts to settle back into the area tomorrow. We're going to go from very comfy to very muggy very quickly. A very much uncomfortable atmosphere Wednesday. We're going to be seeing temperatures in the mid-80s. It's going to feel more like the mid to upper 80s outside, but at least there will be a breeze to help cut through that humidity. But that is all going to be fuel for our thunderstorms, and you can see the amount of moisture. Very humid, not tropical, but very humid air. Present Thursday and Friday, that is our next storm system that's rolling in. And it's going to be a slow mover, and that's going to create some problems by the end of the week. Since it will be rolling in slowly, it's going to be also rolling out just as slowly. It's going to hang with us for a couple days. Not a complete washout, but a good amount of rain. Some spots could pick up a couple inches of rainfall. Most of us, it's going to be about a half inch to an inch, but some areas could get just doused by the end of this week. So something to keep an eye on there for Thursday and Friday. Up until then, high pressure sticking with us. It's going to be a really nice stretch here today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So if you have put off the yard work out there this weekend, you've still got a couple days. Still got a couple days, and you won't get yelled at out there to get some of the yard work done. But try to get it done by at least Wednesday afternoon, because by Wednesday evening, there's a straight chance we could see a shower or two roll in. High temperatures today, upper 70s, low 80s. Really nice out there. Really good baseball weather. If you're going to be in the outfield, wear the sunscreen. It won't feel that hot out there, but it's not about the heat. That's not what burns you. There will be very little cloud cover impeding those sun's rays, so be prepared for that. 7:10 first pitch, just gorgeous weather. Hopefully you can sweep. We need some Reds wins out there. After the last two in Chicago, I thought we were doing pretty well there for a second, and then I don't know what happened. with the last 2 games. Hopefully we can turn that around with Milwaukee. If you're going to be out there mowing, again, first couple days of the week are good, but Thursday and Friday and even early Saturday, because it's just going to be so soggy, it's not going to be great. Wildfire smoke, again, not a major issue, but you might see an enhanced sunset tonight. Sunset tonight is almost 9 o'clock. Starting tomorrow, we will have a 9 o'clock or later sunset. I didn't write down the number. I did not write down the number. I'll look it up. We'll have it tomorrow because it'll be my weather number tomorrow to see how many days we have. I think it's through late August, maybe even early September that we'll have those 9 p.m. or later sunsets. So if you like this time of the year where the sun's out really, really a long time, enjoy it. But with that sunset and some wildfire smoke aloft, could have that kind of Tatooine-looking sunset out there tonight. Just a very vivid sunset, sunrise, maybe the next couple days. You can see Tuesday. This is all the smoke that got dragged down this weekend, and now it's getting, with that southerly breeze, dragged back up, essentially. It's getting pulled back up from the south. That's why you can kind of see the motion there. As we fast forward through the day Tuesday, all that smoke's going back the other way. Again, good sunrise, good sunset. Should not have any major issues. And then another good sunrise there into Wednesday morning. Shouldn't have too many clouds out there either. A lot of the smoke a lot of times has, it keeps the cloud cover down, so we're expecting mostly sunny days here the next couple of days. You can see outside of high thin clouds filtering the sunshine, no problems Tuesday. Wednesday, this I think overdoes it a little bit. I think we stay mostly dry out there Wednesday. You can see if I just go ahead just a little bit, a lot of that shower activity on the front end kind of disappears. It's just going to be increasing cloud cover for us on Wednesday with the next chance of rain. Again, fairly widespread and slow-moving system. Thursday, Friday, fairly waterlogged. There will be some breaks at times, but as these intense downpours move in very, very slowly, we'll have to keep an eye, especially late Friday and early Saturday, for some flooding concerns. It's not going to be a widespread flooding issue, but we could have some of that as we work way towards the end of the week. And then into Saturday, we quickly dry back out. We could have some showers early Saturday, very similar to what we saw outside this past Saturday, right? We'll dry back out quickly. The rest of your Saturday looks great. Make some plans for the evening. Sunday also looks really nice. A few high, thin clouds on Sunday. I think that's what I got for us, and temperatures will start to rebound too. So a nice stretch, more rain next week, because why not? June is our wettest month of the year, so don't be surprised if we're talking more and more rainfall. Don't worry, it will drop off quickly working our way into July. Now, we'll see some thunderstorms, don't get me wrong, but it won't be nearly as widespread as what we've been seeing in the rain chance department. Here we go. All right, so this is one of the 2 weather models, if you're a weather nerd. This is the European model, what it's showing for rainfall totals. It's probably the 0Z run, because the 12Z, I don't know why it takes so long sometimes to pop into the system. But the 0Z run of this, what that means, it's the early morning run of this model, showing, again, this is the conservative one with the rainfall totals for the end of the week. Showing generally around and northwest of the I-71 corridor. So, again, if you're unfamiliar with the area, give me a second, because some people on the chat sometimes are. This is I-71 that runs here between Louisville and up towards Columbus. So this area generally, northwest of downtown, is where we could see some hefty rainfall totals, around an inch or more. This is the conservative one. Let me show you the crazy one. That sometimes gets a little crazy toward the later you get in the model runs, because I don't know, it wants to. The later you get with this model, it gets a little wild. By the time we dry out this weekend, you can see where it picks up with the red on that color table. A lot of rainfall. That one has much heavier rainfall. This is the actual model itself, so I'm just going to run through this for you and show you what it's showing. Generally, I like the European one. This one, maybe it'll load for me. It's because I'm doing this in real time and it hasn't cached it yet, but we'll see if this wants to work. Probably not. No. Oh, I bet you it's going the wrong direction. I have it turned off. Anyway, disregard. Either way, it's a lot of rain. Nonetheless, messy end of the week. It's just going to cool the temperatures off a little bit, though. Instead of the mid-80s we're going to see on Wednesday, our warmest temperature this year, we're just going to talk all the numbers today. Warmest temperature we've seen so far this year has been 84 degrees. We got that on May the 15th. We are going to make a run at that number both tomorrow and Wednesday. There's a good chance at least one of those days we get higher than that number. With the breeze Wednesday, it might keep the temperature from warming up at the surface, and it will certainly cut through the humidity and heat anyway. But we could see some gusts Wednesday, upwards of 20, 25 miles an hour or so. Breezy day, and then temperatures a little bit closer to normal or just below that for the rest of the forecast. Not a big cool down, though, so that's why we're not expecting any huge severe weather events outside of the localized flooding threat, but can't rule out, at least at this point, Thursday and Friday, as slimmest of chances for a strong storm. But then we fast forward to days 8 to 14, because I like to show you this, the extended outlook. And let's go back to the beginning here. Most of the country, except for the center, the heart of the country there, are going to see above normal temperatures or well above normal temperatures. Here, we are on the verge of that below normal bubble. We are in the normal range. That's what that gray is, normal. We'll take normal. Normal this time of the year, today would be 79. By the end of the forecast, it's either 80 or 81 degrees. So we're right around the upper 70s to low 80s. Normal is good for us. We'll take that all day, every day, twice on Sunday, especially if it's sunny. Here's your 7-day forecast. And then I'm going to stop talking probably because I've been talking since way too early this morning. I'll check and see if there's any comments, complaints, suggestions, you know all that, how that goes. Reds in town again. They start tonight. They have that first series with Milwaukee Tuesday and Wednesday. Things look great. Maybe a little breezy on Wednesday and a little sticky outside, but overall a good series. Friday, that is the day we'll have to keep an eye on because those scattered storms will linger. It is another fireworks Friday. The Reds haven't been super lucky with these. They had one that was really nice. But the one before that, I think, got rained out, well, that was the severe weather event. That was back on May 16th. How my brain is remember any of this, I don't know. But that was the last fireworks Friday that we had to, they moved everything up because of the strong storms. That was when they had the London, Kentucky tornado. We'll keep our eyes on Friday. Still early to tell. We could certainly be just like this past Friday. We had a nice dry stretch there through the evening. Could very well end up the same way. Again, too early for specifics, but there will be scattered storms Friday. Saturday, we dry out early. Sunday looks nice. Make some weekend plans, maybe a little later in the day Saturday, but either way, good both days, and then another round of rain pushes in next week. I'm going to check the questions, comments, complaints, suggestions. Sharon, yes, these are going to be nice days. Over almost 15 hours of daylight this time of the year. We're getting close to the longest day. When I say longest day, people freak out. The day with the most daylight. It's just easier to say longest day. Summer, not too far away. Just, what is today? The 2nd. We got 18 days until summer officially begins. That's on June the 20th. We're getting there. It's already June. You probably saw your rent payments or your mortgage payments go through today. All the bills. That time of the month. What do we got here? Let's see, 14 hours, 45 minutes, and 32 seconds of daylight today. What time does the rain start on Thursday? That one from Andrea. Okay, so there is a chance we could see rainfall as early as Wednesday night. I think that for the most part, the rain is going to hold off until Thursday. So here is 5, 6, 7 o'clock. This model, it kind of overdoes it a little bit on the front end. I think we're not going to see any of that rainfall. I think it's just increasing cloud cover. But you can see that some portions of the tri-state will see rain as early as the morning commute. That'll be generally where the heaviest amounts are going to be, around and northwest of downtown. The better chances for some downpours will arrive afternoon and evening hours. You can see some of the yellow popping up on the screen there. This is not a high-resolution model. What I mean by that is it's very blobish. It looks like a blob, right? Whereas, some of the high-res models will break down individual storms. So in this case, again, can't really pinpoint where those heavier, downpours are going to be. But nonetheless, some areas, especially around and northwest of downtown, you'll get the rain as early as the morning. Most of the heavier, more intense downpours likely in the afternoon. Not a washout. There will be some breaks, but expect a good amount of rainfall Thursday and Friday. Just a very slow-moving system. We'll watch for flooding late Friday into Saturday, but then we generally clear out as we head into the weekend. Nice weekend ahead. We'll just got to get through the end of this week here. So hopefully that answers your question, Andrea. All right. Well, that's all I have for today. Talked about way too many numbers. Hopefully you guys, like I said, get out there and enjoy some sunshine today. Really, really nice day today. Not a cloud in the sky. Nice, sunny. Let's pull the 7-day up full again for you. And you will see that we have nothing but nice weather today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So that red series looks good. A little breezy Wednesday with gusts over 20. Hot, humid, but that breeze will help. 79 Thursday with those storms arriving. We'll continue to hold on to those storms for the second red series. They're playing the Diamondbacks Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Saturday and Sunday games look great. Friday, uncertain at this point. We'll keep an eye on it. but definitely not a washout. Don't cancel your plans if you have Fireworks Friday tickets. It's just going to be one of those nights where we'll have to wait and see what happens the day of. All right, I'm going to hop off here. I am going to go get some lunch. I am starving. It is great having everybody on here. We'll see you again tomorrow. By the way, quick note, Catherine is still out this week. She's on the awesomest, coolest, wonderfulest vacation. I hope she is enjoying it. Her pictures are fantastic. I'm super jealous. She will be back next week, so you can stop putting up with me. So everybody I know just got a lot happier, even more so than when I said it's going to be sunny all day long. You'll be done putting up with me. You'll still have me at actually next week. Steve's off, so a little vacation carousel this time of the year like everybody else. So I'll be doing evenings next week, but either way, Catherine is back soon. This is not a full-time thing. She is still here. She will be back next week. So everybody get out there, enjoy your day. We'll see you tomorrow.